Hello everyone, and welcome to this conversation with Dr. Rashi Gupta, Chief Data Scientist and Co-Founder, Rezo.ai, as part of the ETHRWorld Women Trailblazers event, a celebration of International Women's Day. For the introductions, Rashi heads the Innovation, Product Development and Evangelism at Rezo.ai. With a keen eye for detail, Rashi is a seasoned data science professional with over 15 years of academic and corporate experience. She spearheaded R&D and new product development at Absolute Data and WNS, where she substantially contributed towards new technologies and product ideas at both companies. Welcome, Rashi.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
So Rashi, let me just roll on the discussion and put for the first question to you. So as a female technology executive, Rashi, what were some of the biggest challenges and lessons learned thus far? If you can just share your journey with us, especially of the last 2 years, which has been life-changing for a lot of people out there.
Sure. So I would say, I think the biggest challenges for me as a women entrepreneur has been, I drive a lot of innovations, right? And then so Rezo, we've been running 4.5 years. So initial was just building the product. But when the product got ready and when we went to the market to basically show it to large clients, and we're working with some very large clients at the moment. So the biggest challenge that I face and this is all new age sort of technology that we have built in, all powered by machine learning, AI, natural language processing. And Rezo is all about, it's like a traditional contact center, right, which is all human-led. Now imagine you are really lagging behind, if something is not working today in your house, or, you're facing an issue with your phone, or the network is not coming at your home and you're browsing the web. You basically reach out to a call center saying, hey, this is my problem. Now, there are a lot of delays because it's all human-led. And what we did is we brought about a whole change. We tried to power these conversations end to end with the power of AI. And when you try to explain this as a very basic premise, right? And a woman talking about this, it looks nice, fancy, right? But when it comes to the execution, it's quite hard to sell it, right? Because it's hard for people to grab that this is what it is bringing on the table, and especially coming from a woman, it gets harder. So I think that's the, driving innovation, which is itself, cutting through, doing a lot of disruption, bringing in new innovation. And then a woman talking about it, that's my challenge. I think it was more like I was not doing these kind of disruptive technologies, not coming up with new ways of doing things, I think it would not been so challenging. But I think for me, it has become more aggressive, more challenging, just because this is innovation that you're driving.
Absolutely, Rashi. So why we're talking about, the women part of it, because this is one industry, where people feel like that it is dominated by male counterparts, and also, building on that thought itself, what are some of these strategies that can help women achieve the success they want in their workplaces, especially the areas which you talked about, new age roles or industries, which are largely innovation and technology driven?
So in my opinion, I think women can drive what they feel like if they have made up their mind that they want to do it, right? And when it comes to me, I have never in the space. So I think when I started this, it was very, all men, and I was always, one of the only ones. Sometimes I've seen in a room full of 20, 30 people, I have found like a company. But broadly, that is how it has been from very beginning. But I think for me, it was very important. I never looked at the other aspect that I always, I had a background, a very sound background of technology. So I never thought that, there's a difference. So it all comes in your mind. If you don't let this appear in your mind, I think it is not going to impact you. So I was very clear from the beginning. For me, when I was talking to all my colleagues, all men colleagues, right, it never impacted me. Obviously, it's a little different bonding when you talk to a woman. There are other aspects that you can talk to. But I think for me, when it comes to the work front, most of the time I've not, the people have been very nice. All gentlemen has been extremely, extremely nice. And we're driving some very big projects with Maruti Suzuki. I'm talking with the top people and I'm learning a lot with them. And I think they are very clear. They do not differentiate between me and my co-founder, who's also my better half, but there's no differentiation between two of us. So I would say I was lucky to be, to have met very, very humble guys, working across various enterprises. But yeah, I was also, I think I have never let this appear in my mind that I am any lesser to my counterpart, or in the room which is full of men, I'm doing anything less. So I think if you go with that thought process, it's very easy to basically drive the show and win what you are looking at.
Some great thoughts there, Rashi, and some motivational insights for other women leaders as well. And this is so heartening to know that there's acceptance that is going on in the industry, across industries, in fact, for women executives and leaders out there. So there are a lot of opportunities, in fact, for women these days. But if we want to talk about the challenges, what are some of those biggest challenges ahead for the next generation of women leaders that you see at this point?
So I think a couple of challenges that will always stay with women is, there is, apart from the work that we want to do, bring in 100%, there is also a lot which comes to us, looking into the child, looking at your house, looking at pets if you have, right? So, all of that, irrespective of what happens, also is going to come to your kitty. And then you have to do a break even at work, right? Compete with the people who can, there would be certain time that you would like to go back, right? Just because you have to also address the other things. But, some of your counterpart will still be there, right? And they gather a lot of other information by, just being there. So I say that's it is sometimes, and this doesn't matter like what vertical, like data science, be it, development, be it, any area that you talk about, be it product, be it anywhere, right? I think you just need to find that balance and not crop that in your head. And I think as far as the opportunities are concerned, I think I don't think there is any, there are a lot of opportunities, right? And, broadly, data science is one area. I come from the data science world. So immense. If you know it, you can start from a business analyst and you can go to do the coding and you can write your own engines and you can write your own algorithms to, becoming like, an engineer in an organization and take that up. But yeah, I don't think there are a lot of opportunities these days. It's just that you need to, I think the biggest challenge is how do you handle the multiple things which are coming to the women, right? How do you address that? And with very little help, irrespective of, people know it, but when it comes to them doing it, I've seen less people helping out in practicality. So irrespective of the environment which is becoming more and more conducive for the women to operate, still some responsibility, irrespective of what level you're operating, are going to be coming to you. So, that's the juggle. And I think that juggle will always stay. And I think as women, we are, very able to do a lot of parallel processing, which unfortunately, if I compare a man and a woman, this is very, very significant. Women can do a lot of multiple juggling, and as a result, they are able to take up multiple things parallelly and address all of them very beautifully with a lot of accuracies.
Sure, Rashi. And do you see a role of mentors very helpful here? If you want to share any mentorship stories in your organization, or if about your mentors who have, been there with you in this journey.
So I've not had like one mentor that I would look up to. I think I'm that kind of a person, if I'm talking to you and I see some aspect of you, better, like, something that has more energy, right? I will go and I will try to grab that. So I'm like a learner 24/7. Initially, I didn't do in this organization. I've been in academics, right? So I'm an individual contributor all my life, an individual contributor, a backbencher, not doing any front level talking, not selling any product. And I remember that the first day, I was supposed to sell my product. I said the whole pitch, and then the guy said, "Hey, this is not interesting." And I said, "Okay, that doesn't matter." And I just, went back. From that day to today, I would say at Rezo, I am the best, the best salesman, at Rezo, because nobody can explain the product more beautifully, more passionately than me. This is all something that I have built. And I don't think anybody can in the company, and my co-founder would agree to it. Nobody can do this, better job. But yeah, I mean, I learn from anybody who's around. Like from my better half, I think there has been a very good learning from him. He has pushed me beyond my core capabilities that I had, right? I could do X. He told me that I could do X plus, 100X. Right. So, and he's given me those challenges, right? I mean, you're not looking at this, you're not looking at that. Look at a couple of videos, do this. And I prefer to just learn with anybody that I'm viewing or meeting and has more energies on certain aspects. So that's how working with Maruti Suzuki has been a great experience. I think they know the numbers so well. They know, their top management is so sound. Working with them for a year, I think I've learned how to do the next level of presentations. I've learned how to do the number crunching, how to run operations, right? And I'm not talking about an individual. You are meeting the league of people that, you have just because I'm sitting at a certain stature, you're getting to meet them face, one-to-one. And the idea is absorb as much as you can. And that's what my motto in life is. I never stop learning. I keep absorbing all the time. And I think, sometimes it gets difficult, you sometimes get stuck. But I think, just look for people who are better than you in a certain aspect and you just grow with them.
Sure, Rashi, that's so nice to hear. And, some words of wisdom for others also to follow. Just to conclude this session, we would like to know that beyond tech and data, which keeps you occupied most of the time, what's your favorite indulgences?
I think beyond work, beyond data, the other things that I primarily like to do is, do a lot of fun activity with my daughter. She's 10 years. Hats off to her. She manages with all my, extraordinary sessions not being, or extraordinary timeouts, not physically being present. But I think she does an awesome job, standing by and doing by herself. Then, weekends is all about food. That's where I, I hunt for places where I can go out and eat. I mean, I think food, can actually make my day, low energy days. I can really, bubble, get very, extremely, extremely happy by just indulging in some beautiful, like lovely food. Then I play a lot with my cat. I have a small cat. So I think the environment at home, just because of her presence, she's 8th of March, so she's born on the Women's Day. So, a lot of, these small things just, keeps, keep looking at things and then just grow and grab them. And if you get time to just slow down, you do that. Otherwise, I take every opportunity and just grab on it and try to excel there.
Thank you, Rashi. This was a great conversation, very, very energetic one also. So thank you for sharing your viewpoints with us on this forum and for joining us today at this conversation. For the audience out there, do check out ETHRWorld Women Trailblazers for more such exciting and engaging conversations with women leaders from across work profiles, sectors, and geographies. Thank you again, Rashi, for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.